Hello, everyone. This is Francine. Thank you for being with my 2 cents. I'm glad to see you here today. Matter of fact, I'm going to cut off this light to see maybe that'll help me a little bit. A little bit. Yeah, I'm glad to see you here today. I'm so glad to be able to talk about this subject. We're going to talk about my last show, which is clinical trials and how important it is to be on and to be able to participate in it, and how some people have questions about it and some people don't know exactly what it is to what it actually means. And it's very important. That's how people test medicines and treatments for everybody. And you want to be counted in there, because if they test it for everyone else instead for people of color, then how do you know if the medicine works? So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm so glad to be here today with all of you. And, if you didn't see the show, it's okay. You can still come in, you can still ask questions. And we just really appreciate, any kind of feedback that you would like, especially if you saw the show. If you got anything from the show, it would be great. All right, so I'm not here by myself. I am here with Evelyn Wilson. Hello, Evelyn.
Hey,
How are you?
everybody.
She's the founder of the No Ceiling Network. So we're so glad to see her here today. I'm hoping that we're able to really get into this because it's such an important subject, and our community needs to know. Our community needs to know um, about the possibilities and the things that happen, and if there's any new science with certain things that are going on. And we sometimes are afraid to take clinical trials, but Dondra Shepherd, she explained so much and so well about clinical trials. She really did. So it gave us some insight into it, all the phases of it. So you know that they take it seriously, and they're testing different things before they actually put it out in the public. And I think that's something that people have questions about, like how much are they testing this?
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad to be here tonight, and this is a great topic. It can be a little controversial though. I guess if we talk about more about it, and I have some questions here. But before we talk about this, I just want to say hey to everybody. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. If you are watching live, give us a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, let us know you're watching the replay. Let us know where you're watching from,
Yeah.
and make sure that you like and you leave us a question, comment, and share this on your page so other people can see it. All right, so let's hop right into it. So we're talking about clinical trials tonight.
Yes.
What was one of the major points that stood out to you in your conversation? I see some people hopping on, y'all. Make sure you say hello, okay? So we can shout y'all out.
Well, some of the major points. One, like I said, I like that she explained everything so people can understand exactly what it is. The other thing I like that she wants us to be more involved in it. You know, because everybody has a different bio makeup. Okay, so even though we were all humans, our bio makeup makes a difference in how things affect us and how effective things are to us. So that's one of the things she's saying, that's why we should be involved, because you don't know if what they may it may help the disease, but how does it work on you? How does the medication or the treatment work on you and what your culture and your bio makeup? You
That
know,
makes a lot of sense. That makes a
there's
lot of
no
sense.
one. Which she also made very clear that there is no one person, one thing that fits all. It doesn't work.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that's very important. And the more information we have and we gather, the more that we'll be able to um, understand better who it works for and who it doesn't work for, or what
Right.
changes have to be made, which is good.
Right. So,
Mm.
guys, if you're watching today and you know anything about clinical trials, go ahead and put your comments or questions in the comment section. I know one thing that stood out for me is, and I will ask you this question, Francine. How do the companies go about finding people to participate in these clinical trials? Do you think there's enough advertisement of the trials?
Well, I think mostly it's the pharmaceutical companies. So I think they may advertise, but they may not target certain communities.
Mm-hmm.
That's what sometimes I think that they may not target certain communities.
Ah, that makes sense. That makes
Not
sense.
targeting, if you're not advertising for that community, they may never know about it, you know. So it's kind of um, on us to kind of push for it. Ask your doctor if there's any trials or anything. Your doctor may diagnose you with something, and that would be a good time to ask him, like, you know, are there any trials on there or clinical trials that's going on? Because there's so many different ones, and that's another thing. There's so many different ones. Some they last for, you know, a month, a couple of months, depending on however they're set up. You know, there are some that is, you know, you I think believe you come in and you go out, you know, daily thing or something like that. But there are some that, you know, may take may be more involved, you know,
Hmm.
and you have to ask all of those questions. But there are also some that, you know, you actually will get a stipend or something for also if
Okay.
you if you join. So it's very good to get get the information and get as much information as you can, especially for your particular illness, you know. And it's good to know what they're doing. How are they doing to make the medicine that you're taking better? You know,
Okay. What's the name of Dondra's organization?
I'm like, what? You asked me that. I mean, like, thank you. I appreciate that. It's so funny because I'm sorry, guys. I had technical problems trying to get in, so I'm not set up like I usually am. But I that was one of the things I was like, okay, let me make sure. I had her card always with me, like her card. She gave me so many cards. I had cards all around, and now I'm sitting here going, oh, what's her?
Well, while you're checking for that, we have a good amount of people on the live today. So thank y'all for watching. We are talking about clinical trials tonight and why it's so important for our community to participate. Because if we don't participate in clinical trials, how do we know if the medications are going to work for us?
Yes.
And the question that I just asked basically is, and we have a comment in the comment section, so I'll bring that up in just a sec. But the question that I was asking was, you know, is it advertised to our community? And the answer is no, not really. But that led me to ask what the name of Dondra's organization was, because I feel like organizations like hers and others are taking on that responsibility of letting us know about these clinical trials, and that's important. So we do have a comment. Raven says, when I make doctor's appointments with Mount Sinai, they always ask if I would be willing to participate in research.
Oh,
And I
really?
always say no, but after watching the episode, I selected yes. I love that. I
Wow.
love that.
Wow. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's really very encouraging. I didn't know, like, no one has ever asked me for a clinical
Mhm.
trial, like never, you know, and I go to Mount Sinai too, and I've never been asked, but that's great. So now you'll be open to it. Now that's really good. That's really
Yeah, that's important. Yes, because of autumn is here. Okay.
yeah, yes, yes.
I love that. I love that. We have another comment in the comment section. Keisha said, Raven, they have a lot of research patients at my job as well. Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
And what's your job? Where's your job?
Let us know in the comments where your job is. And for those who are on, let us know that you're there. At first, I thought the comments weren't popping up, but here we are. We got comments. So let us know where you're watching from.
Well,
We
let me
definitely
give
want
you
to
the
hear from
information
you.
for her company. She works for Evaluate Evolution Research Group. ERG.
Evolution research.
Yes. So that's
Okay.
where she works, and she does research for that. So it's great that there are people who are out there that are really believing this stuff and trying to make things better. You know,
Yeah.
things are changing. We have different kind of diseases. We have different things that are popping up, you know. So even when that happens, like the pandemic, they do that. You know what I mean? They have to try to figure out what's going on. You know, they do
Hmm.
testing. They do testing. So
Okay. Cool. Keisha said, I work at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. Nice.
oh, okay, okay. Oh, that's great. That's great that they have trials for cancer and every and all other diseases, which is really good. It's really good. But now it makes me curious. I think I want to ask my doctor, like, why haven't you asked me?
Listen, sometimes we know the answer. They not think. Can I just say it? They not really thinking about us all the time. Our community. So we have to think about ourselves. We
We have
have
to
to
think
really
about
think about
ourselves.
ourselves.
Yes, we have to
Yeah.
arm ourselves and um, us more aware and be proactive. We have to be
Hmm.
proactive about our care in general. In general, we have
Absolutely.
to be proactive about our care. We cannot wait for someone to tell us or whatever. We have to be proactive because you know um, there might be things out there for us. We just don't know. Maybe the doctor forgot to tell you, didn't tell you of something and we just don't know. So it's good.
Stacy said Black folks always think about the Tuskegee experiment when it comes to clinical trials. I've never been asked either.
And yeah,
That's a good comment.
that's
But
true.
yeah.
Yeah, Dondra did go over that. She did speak about that. She was talking about how, one of the things is the stigma and the fear. The fear
Hmm.
for, taking it because you don't trust. You don't trust people with our community. We have past experiences that we know about, and she even said there's some we may not know about.
Hmm.
So it
Yeah.
makes us uneasy, and you feel like it's always the word people say. People are trying to make you a guinea pig. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and we a lot of education is dispelling the myths. If we can get around that, and getting some trust in the community and the medical industry, then maybe we'll be able to be more comfortable taking some trials. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of
Absolutely.
that, the myths, rings in our head, and we're like, no, I don't want to be a guinea pig. I don't want to. But
Yeah.
think about this though. It's for the future. It's for our children, because and your children's children, to get better medications. So this way, the things that we suffer from, maybe they won't suffer from it, or
Mhm.
maybe they won't suffer from it as bad. Maybe you think about how AIDS was around, and AIDS was big, and everybody was dying from it and scared, and then you had to take all these cocktails and stuff like that, and they researched and they did trials and they did trials, and now you take one pill and it helps you
Mhm.
be undetected. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm.
So those are the things. It's for our future. Now, 30 years ago that wasn't the case, but now for future, people can get help.
Absolutely. Did Dondra go into what actually happens in a clinical trial? Like, I know some people may be hesitant about it because they don't know, like, do they gradually take steps when it comes to the treatments that they give you? Do they give it all at once? Like, are they ethical? Did any
Yeah.
of that come up?
Yes, yes, she did. That's why I loved her interview, because she did go through that. She went through how there are different 4 different phases, and how they make sure that have detailed research about even your private stuff, like your body, your medical, your stuff like that. They go through research and they find out about you, because like I said, everybody's bio is not the same.
Hmm.
So you have to qualify for these things. Okay, so they
Okay.
interview you, so you have to qualify for these. You can't They're not just taking every and anybody. You know what I'm saying? So they
Hmm.
go through all of these tests, and they test different products, and it goes through different channels. There are 4 different phases that it goes through, so people can make reassure that it's safe. I mean, the
Mm.
thing is that it's safe for the community, it's safe for people who are taking it, to make it safe. But it's a big thing to qualify for it. It's not like just accepting everybody and anybody. You know.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. People want to know that it's safe and that they're in good hands.
Mhm.
For those of who are just hopping on, I saw some people hop on. Let us know where you're watching from. Say hello. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section. Today we're talking about clinical trials. And I know sometimes people will hop on and look, but they won't say anything. So we're inviting you to come and say something. Drop a question or a comment. Do you know anyone who has gone through clinical trials and testing? That would be a good thing. Anybody out there know somebody that's gone through it? Do you know anyone, Francine, who's gone through a
Actually,
clinical?
I do not, and I
Okay.
don't know if they haven't gone through. I don't know if people just really talk about it. You know what I'm
That's
saying? I
true.
mean, how comfortable are people talking about it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe someone did and just don't talk about it. So
That's interesting. That's interesting. So I wonder if it was more, if people were comfortable talking about it, would more people be doing it?
Yes, I think
Hmm.
so. I think so.
Hmm.
And that's another thing. We glaze over stuff. We know it's there, but and it's not part of our world. And that's how we do. We just keep going. We just keep going
Hmm.
until we hit either get something where okay, now what am I gonna do? You know,
Yeah.
we have to start talking about these things. This is so important that we have to start talking about things. This is why I do Autumn is here. Let's talk about it. Let's get the conversation going. Let's put it out there that there's people that are working on it. There's people of color that are working on it.
Hmm.
There are people that are really trying to tackle all these different diseases. It's not just one. It's not just Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or whatever. It's everything. Everything goes through this. All the medicines and treatments go through this. So we need to talk about it so we can ask questions, because sometimes you don't get any answers because you don't know the questions to ask.
Yeah.
So ask, and it's not a dumb question to ask a doctor. Is there a clinical trial? He's done giving you all these medicines. Ask, is there a clinical trial going on that you think that
Hmm.
just put it.
Yeah, you know what just came across my mind is when you are actually facing a medical issue, like you were saying, it would be good to ask your doctor if there are clinical trials available other than, the medications that they're giving you. I
Right.
wonder if people, and I've heard of this, like when people have cancer and different things like that, there's certain trials that you can, partake in. But I don't know if it's common for people to ask. So is that the same thing as these clinical trials that y'all were talking about, like just different methods of care that people may not know about?
Well, the clinical trial is like a research testing. So,
Mhm.
it's over a period of time, different ranges of period of times, but over a period of time where they test you and see if it's, if something works better for you. But like I said, you have to fit the qualifications. So yeah, if you ask your doctor might say, you know what, you're a good candidate for this clinical trial that's coming up. There are medical universities that are doing it. Pharmaceutical companies, they're different medical healthcare professionals that's doing it. So it's good to know. It's good to know, and or you can like even call some of these places. One of the also places where Dondra works is the Research Behavioral Associates, and you can contact any of these research places, see what clinical trials are they doing now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
I
yeah,
love that.
yeah.
I love
And
that.
if she did say if they find, which I don't think that she's had that experience yet, but if they do find that it's not working, whatever the clinical trial, maybe something
Mhm.
is happening, whatever, or maybe people are not responding, or it's getting, or they may not
A negative response, maybe.
negative response to it.
Mhm.
She said they have to pull it,
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
pull it. So they're watching you. They're watching you. Yeah.
Yeah, that I think that was my question. Do they do things gradually so that they can catch that type of thing before,
Yeah.
it could be too dramatic?
Oh
I
yeah.
love that. I love that. Well, guys, I know we have these conversations live and we love when you hop on here. But definitely we post these here. Continue the conversation. Share this with somebody. If you're watching the replay, you can still post a comment and a question and we will respond to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So the conversation does not end here, but I want to Francine, give you a chance to just talk to your audience and give them your major takeaway from this particular interview.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Evelyn.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you've seen the video. And if you haven't, please see it because it's really important. And she explains it so well. And just different things that we didn't know and we don't consider. So I hope you do go to Autumn is Here and look at the video with Dondra Shepard. She is really explaining it in detail. I want people to, like we said, talk about things like that more. Consider it. Think about it. Sometimes you might be in a situation where you're caring for somebody who has a lot of different illnesses or different things like that, and sometimes you can't, nothing is really totally helping. You might want to ask their doctors if there's some clinical trial, if there's some experimental medicines, because that's in clinical trials. They're experimenting with different things, but um, there might be some that work. One thing that she told me that was very interesting is that if they do a clinical trial and um, you say if I'm on a certain medicine like statins, um, for blood or whatever, cholesterol, whatever. Say if I'm on that and it's okay, or it has side effects or whatever, and I hear about a clinical trial, you can join a clinical trial and see, what happens and whatever, however they're going, if they have one at that time. And you can go through it if you qualify. And once you go through it, um, say if you notice that you are feeling better or you're responding better or something is better, and they're saying that, okay, well, the clinical trial is done and over, whatever. She said if you choose to continue to take that medication that you took during the clinical trial, they may say okay. If it works, if it's working for you, they may say okay. So it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing that maybe you find something that works better for you, because especially if you have different ailments and stuff like that, some pills may work for one thing, but may not be so good for something else that's wrong with you if you have other things. So I think it's just very important. And the most important thing is that we want to be counted. We want to be counted in cures. We want to be counted in treatments. Our people want to be counted. Like she said, our bio makeup is all different. And if we do not take clinical trials, how will we know that this medicine that works is really going to work or be as effective on us? Some things may work, but it may not be as effective on us, and the only way we're going to learn that is through clinical trials. So if you get a chance, please go look at Autumn is Here. I think it's so important. I think it's so important for our future, so important for our community. That's my 2 cents. So please look at the show if you can. Okay. And thank you all for being here tonight. I hope you all shouted it out. I didn't want to see who you are. I don't know. Thank you. I really appreciate that. So, Evelyn, are you there? Did she go? Is she away? Okay. We were hoping to get Dondra on today. She is and we tried to reach out to her and see if she was able to go on today, but I think she's working, so she's not on to come on today. But maybe one day we'll have a session with her, because it's really kind of intense in what she said, and sometimes it takes a couple of times for people to kind of digest it and feel comfortable with it. You know what I mean? So,
Hey, Francine, I'm still here.
okay, okay, all
I
right.
do think it's very important. Also, thank you for sharing those words with the audience. Thank you guys for hopping on. Francine, you got an announcement that you didn't give?
Oh, hi. We're giving a concert. We're giving a comedy show for caregivers, to support caregivers. We're going to shout out some caregivers. We're going to give you some love and tell some jokes, and be, just surround them with something to uplift them, because people don't know how hard it is to be a caregiver and how um, much they give. So we want to give back. We just want to give back. Let them know let them be seen. Let them know that they're seen, they're loved. We care about them. We know they're there. We know they're working hard, and we just want to give back and have some good times with them. So please come out on the 28th of December, on Saturday, at Christ Fellowship Baptist Church in Brooklyn, New York. Tickets are $25. You can get it from me, or you can get it from my numbers on the bottom of the flyer. But you can also get it from my website, autumnishere.com. Go into the shop section and purchase your tickets, or Eventbrite. So please join us. Please join us. I I know I forget to announce it, but please join us. We would like to see everyone there supporting caregivers. You never know when you may become a caregiver, or you may need care, and until you really go through it, you really don't know. You really don't know. It is really a difficult job. It really is. So hopefully I'll see you there, December 28th, 4 p.m., Christ Fellowship Baptist Church, right here in Brooklyn, or Fulton Street in Rochester.
All
Big
right,
Beach.
guys. All
Okay.
right, guys. Yes, make sure you show up, and we're gonna have a good time. Thank y'all for hopping on with us tonight. Thank you, Lizette, for shouting me out for helping. All right, y'all. We will be back we're gonna be. No, we
Thursday.
won't. Will we?
Won't be back on Thursday.
It's Christmas. It's the day after Christmas, but we might be back. We'll be back.
I'm gonna be back the day after Christmas. Yes, yes, we're on the day after Christmas, people. Yes, and I have a show on Autumn is Here. Please look at it at 6 o'clock. On 6 o'clock. I'm sorry.
3 o'clock.
Please look at it. I air a show 3 o'clock on Sundays, but you can look at it at any time after that, or listen to it on anywhere where you listen to podcasts. And we're gonna have a very interesting show just for the holidays. It's very important, very interesting show this Sunday. So please tune in, and that we're definitely going to have a show next Thursday to talk about it.
Love it, love it, love it. All right. See y'all next Thursday. Bye.
Bye. Thank you all. I really appreciate it.